Hello. I'm Jake. There is a big influx in polos on the YouTube. So, hello, my name is Jake, and I thought, well, I'll have a part of it too. So this is my 1990 1.4 bike carb Volkswagen Polo. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. As far as what you expect from my channel, well, I just like to restore this. Really, it needs restoring. It's at the point where it's drivable. I can use it, but I'm not happy with the way it looks. I turn up to shows and it's it just kind of gets looked down upon because it's just another rough 80s Polo. Well, 1990, but 80s. So yeah, I'd like to get it painted. So to do that, I need to get the rust sorted. I also want to sort out little bits. It's an old car. It's not going to be perfect. Like the plastic here, you can see that's broken because I drove it into a curb. Not my fault. It's my fault. But yeah, the Polo. I've had this for 6 years. I bought it at the end of 2019 with the idea of spending the Christmas, doing it up and enjoying it for 2020. I'm sure we all know how well that went. But yeah, I've had it 6 years. I've been through hell with this car. It's been on fire twice. Long story. I'm sure there'll be a detailed story about that at some point. Yeah, this is all new to me, so I'm going to be umming and ahhing a lot. But Polos. I've painted it myself. So when I bought the car, I paid £250 for it in 2019, and I also part X a radio control car because the person I bought it off, I race radio control cars with. So it was £280 plus a radio control car, which I thought was a good deal. The car itself, it had a 1 litre, 1043, 45 horsepower, 4-cylinder in it. Didn't really run very well. It needed some work. It was all in primer when I bought it. It was originally white, hence why it's gone back to white. It was all in primer. And the interior was just a pair of 6N2 generic base model front seats. So over the few years, first thing I did obviously was get it running. To not very great success. I spent 6 to 8 months playing around with the bike carb, playing around with the single carb, which was a Weber 32 TLA. I think there's a big issue with the carb that I didn't know about because I didn't know much about cars when I bought this. So I was just I got to the point where I was getting fed up with it. And my best mate, James, I'm sure he might appear on this channel at some point. He has a white 90s Peugeot 106. So he had that on bike carbs. And I was just like, how much effort is it to do it on mine? And I researched it and I found a kit on eBay, £70. Oh, perfect. I'll buy that. I bought that, put it on, played around with the carbs a little bit. I went onto the Club Polo page and there was a thread. There's a page on there called the Bike Carb Forum. And you can just scroll down there and you can look at hundreds of setups. So I just found one that was as close to mine as possible and copied it. It worked fine for a little bit, but I didn't use the right fuel pump. I used a standard mechanical fuel pump, which was too much pressure, and that's what led to the fire. So that fire, I was like, right, okay, need a new engine. So we went for a 1.3, as you do with Polos, because that is the common swap, get a little bit more out of it. The 1.3 was 55 horsepower standard, but with the bike carbs and the stainless exhaust, it probably brought it to like 80, I guess. 80 would be a strong but reasonable number. Similar to like GT levels, hence why I had a GT badge on the car. I had that for about a year, and then I don't know what happened to it. it made a big bang, it stopped working. I pulled it out. I put another 1.3 in. Bear in mind, I only paid £20 for that first engine, so I wasn't £20 for an engine for a year's motoring. I wasn't really worried. You know, I put more fuel in it than I did that. So yeah, so I put the second 1.3 in, and that lasted again. That lasted about a year. I was up in Wales visiting a friend, and I pulled out of a petrol station. I think I was just cleaning the car in the car wash, and it just died. I was like, I'm 280 miles from home. I need to fix this. My simple quick fix was to turn the idle screw up, and it worked. So that was in August, and I drove it around from August until would have been November, I think, when I pulled it out. And then the engine that's in it now went in, which is a 1.4 ABD out of a Mk2 Golf. It would have originally been a single point injection. It would have been 65 horsepower, you know, reasonable number for one of these, but I did away with all the injection stuff. I bought it off of someone that had already had it sort of tuned, so it had a Piper 270 cam in it, which is almost the biggest camshaft you can put in one of these before you have to start machining pistons and cylinder heads and all that. So it's like 270 cam, the big 3-inch stainless exhaust, and the bike carbs. And so I reset the bike carbs up. I put a AFR gauge in it so I can have a little rough guess at see what's happening. The person I bought the car off had exactly the same setup in his car. He had it set up on a dyno, and he claims, I've not seen any proof, but he claims 120 horsepower. So my claim is, because I tuned it, about 100, 110, which even still, for a car that weighs, I guess, 800 kilos with me in it, it's pretty good, I'll say. The only thing that would make me take this engine out is if I broke it. And in that case, I would then go and put either a 1.6 GTI twin cam in it from a 6N2 GTI, or I'd try and find myself a G40 engine because I love superchargers. Yeah. So this is the Polo anyway. Love of my life, this car. Yeah. As far as channel plans go, as I said earlier, I'd like to restore it. I'd like to say there's, I mean, you probably won't see it from there, but there's little bits like here, and we don't talk about that. Dawn is replacing, again, it's just old cars. She's 35 years old. She's an old girl, so she needs looking after. But I also have a 2014 Alfa Romeo Giulietta. So that is, you'll probably see that on the channel. In fact, that'll probably be a quick time lapse of me cleaning that after this. So you'll see both cars. I have got a 60s Beetle too, a 68 1300, the first of the upright headlights. If you know, you know. That's a long-term restoration project. I've had that 10 years, and it's floating around the painting stage. So if I get a chance and I find somewhere to do it and find someone that's willing to do it with me, then I'll definitely try and film that. Same with the painting this, because painting cars is what I love the most. I've always been really infatuated by paint. So I'd like to get to a point where I'd love to paint this. This would be like my ultimate goal, is to paint my cars. Whether I can find do it for people, or even if it's just do it for myself or family members, or it's just something I'd like to do. So maybe that will be a plan, a stepping stone for where I end up. But I really don't know. I just want to do this to fill some newfound time and push myself, gain a little bit more confidence. And you can tell this is my first time doing this. I can tell, well, I know it is, but we'll see where it goes. I'm happy though. I'm happy to give it a go. We'll see where we end up. Hopefully, we make some good places, meet some good people, have some cool adventures. Yeah. I think I will do, my next video will probably be a detailed tour of my car. Going out, show you things. Maybe both the cars. Haven't decided yet. I haven't got my Beetle, so you'll have to wait for that one, unfortunately. But who knows? People might view this, people might not. We'll see. But thank you very much. Enjoy the time lapse of me cleaning my car.